This is going to be the coaching session for Xavier. He's an Iron 2 player. I'm not too sure. It says Iron 2, but he said Bronze 2. So he plays top lane, and he just came back after taking like years and years off. Um, and he plays top lane Karthus, and he says he wants to continue playing Karthus, which, since he's in the lower elo, is perfectly fine. I suggested that he picks a better secondary champion because he was playing Rammus, but I suggested he just plays something along the lines of Urgot, Jax, or Nasus, since Nasus got a buff as well. Alright. Fast forward a little bit. First question for you. I'm assuming you're using exhaust because of the champions that you're playing in the top lane meta instead of teleport, which is perfectly fine. You just got to have good map movements, especially this game you're playing versus your lane opponent has teleport, so you're gonna have to really be on your game of being there. So first thing right off the bat, it's good to get harass, but you literally just missed your first 3 CS because you wanted to get 1 Q onto Teemo. You really, as Karthus, you have to scale. Like, so you're gonna get good, like, 88 damage plus the Comet, but you miss like 60 gold worth. So you're a little bit ahead in health, and I think he got 1 or 2 of his CS. So he got 1 CS. You need to really focus on your CS. There's another one you're going to miss with this one no matter what. CS is the biggest part of this game. If you watch good high elo players, no matter where they're at, they always have good CS. They're not just brawling the entire time. They're always CSing. You have 2 CS so far out of the potential, I want to say 12 that was already in your lane. That's not bad. If you look at the junglers right now, they both have 12. Like, you're way behind in CS. You have the same CS as the Relic Shield Leona right now. So you need to first focus on your CS so you can get your items faster, and then you can carry the game faster. Your AoE, or not your AoE, your ultimate hits everybody. So the faster you get damage, the better you're going to be able to help your team if you're going to help Karthus. So, and you pushed your wave up too with these Qs, as you'll see, it's pushing into him. So now you are in a more vulnerable state where you can get ganked easier. You're going to need to learn to placement of your Q so it only hits the minion that's dying as best as possible, so it doesn't push the wave as fast. So you can stay in the middle of the lane and have an easier escape if you do get ganked. So it's just something to note. Yeah, you're missing all the CS. I'm going to pause it real fast. I need to check something. Yeah, my game crashed on me there, so I just needed to make sure everything was recording. So we'll go back to that point in it. So the first 2 things, the main thing is make sure that you're focused on your CS in the early parts of the game. Try to place your Q so it doesn't push the wave, because if you push the wave versus a brawler, which is normally what's in your top lane, like say a Riven, Jax, Nasus, Fiora, there's a whole bunch of champions you don't want to shove against. you're going to get punished versus any gank. And you don't want that. So we're just going to fast forward to where we were. And the other thing that's very important to note, especially versus the bruiser champions, is making sure that you push, you auto attack and push properly to make sure you get level 2 at the same time as them or ahead of them. Because if they get level 2 and you're level 1, they can all in you and basically push you out of lane right away, and you don't have teleport. So that's a huge disadvantage. This game you got level 2 before Teemo, and that's fine. Yeah, so the first thing, I guarantee you, for where you're playing at right now, if you just focus on getting better at CSing, you're going to be able to carry the games a lot easier. And another thing that you need to learn is knowing where the enemy jungler is. So right now you just warded, and since we have the vision of the mini-map, Jax is all the way at the other side of the map. So you're going to, at best case scenario, lose 30 seconds of vision, basically, that the jungler wouldn't be there to gank you. And it's generally too early for a mid laner to come gank you. So you're putting your ward down. This is good. You don't want to get ganked, but once you get better and better, you'll learn to really pay attention and figure out where the enemy jungler is. So it's harder for you to get ganked, and you can use your vision a lot more efficiently. So I'm just gonna speed up the thing a little bit, and then if anything big happens, we'll let you know, or we'll talk. So let's see. You have 394 gold right now. So yeah, focus on CS. I'm just going to keep reiterating all this. Yeah, if you can harass your lane opponent without pushing the wave, by all means do it. His Q is very cheap. But you really need to work on focusing on your CS. Excuse me. I'm sorry, it's going a little fast. I just want something a little bigger to happen. So Jax is coming. And see how we just talked about this, how your ward ran out already, so you don't have vision of him completely. You might catch a glimpse of him. I'm not sure since his pathing is this way. Luckily, hopefully Hikarum counter ganks here. But my point again is just learning where the enemy jungler starts, and then knowing the timing of their paths, and then watching your mini map will really help you know when to place your wards and know where the jungler is. So you can call for you can ping your jungler and say, Jax is here, come counter gank, or anything along those lines. So yeah, so you don't know he's there, and unfortunately Hikarum was going to gank mid, so we'll see how this plays out. And you flashed way too early. I mean, it's good just to get out, but you can flash whenever you see him start to basically leap to you. I mean, I guess it's fine. You got out of the gank, but I think you could have done more with it. And then the placement, we'll go back to the gank actually. The placement of your wall too was pretty poor. You need your placement, especially whenever you're in a matchup like this. So Teemo doesn't have any crowd control except for his shrooms, and he's not level 6 yet, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So you need to make sure your wall basically blocks Jax. So when he touches it, it slows him down a lot, and then you might not have to. Let's see when you first see. Oh, I don't know if that was just a misclick or what happened, but yeah, your wall bugged out on you or something. So basically what you would want to do is put your wall here, and then he would have to flash to get to you at best. Yeah. So you actually flashing early is bad because he can now stun you. And if Teemo was in better placement, you would actually... Yeah, you luckily didn't get stunned. So your timing of stuff like that, just the whole game is made up of a million tiny details. So you just have to be aware of that. Now you can see in the river right now, this is where I mean about map awareness as well, is Hikarum is now face to face with Jax in the jungle. You can see it on your minimap because they're literally fighting. You should now start walking down into river to help him. We'll see what you do. You're just staying up there. So your map awareness is an insanely big part. He kills him anyway, but look how close he did. Because the Jax, if the Jax was a better player, he probably would have killed Hikarim. Because Hikarim without his E or his ultimate right now is very weak. So your map awareness is another thing we'll keep noting and everything along those lines. Let me get rid of this chat. Sorry, the chat in the way. Okay, so let's check in on CS again. You're at 20 CS. See, I'm just going to keep reiterating this. I'm just going to be honest with you whenever I coach, no matter what. Your CS is the second worst of everyone in the game right now. Your AD carry actually is worse than you. She only has 17 at the almost 6 minute mark. That's really poor. So the best thing for you to do to start is focusing on your CSing. Don't worry about killing the person you're laning against for a while, and just your map awareness. So we'll focus on those things for now. So you have a total of 887 gold in your inventory. I'm trying to remember what your first item that Karthus usually buys is and how much it is. So basically you need to learn efficient buying as well. So basically as soon as you have enough for the first item you want to buy, you basically want to either let the lane reset by shoving it and having Teemo push it back to middle basically while you go back and buy. Let's see. Like they're ganking bottom right now. You should back up and help them with your ult since you just said 6. But they might get 2 kills anyway. Yeah, it looks like they're going to get 2 kills anyway. But anytime you can steal a kill as Karthus, like your teammates... Why'd you run this way? Anytime that you can take a kill as Karthus, I don't care if your teammates rage at you or not, you're infinitely more strong, like better off if you have the kills. Why? I don't know why you were pathing this way. You're missing 6 more minions because you pathed that way. I'm not sure what you were doing. Don't do stuff like that. Just if you're gonna ult, just back up into your lane, like into your turret, and ult that way. If you were thinking about roaming middle for some reason, I'm not sure. Don't even bother with that. Like, yeah, just focus on your CS. Focus on getting yourself fed. And since you don't know where Teemo is right now, you should be hard shoving these 2 waves and going back to buy. And this Teemo just literally he teleported bottom, so you should hard shove this. This is where your map awareness will come in, so you know that he's not going to be back in lane for at least another 45 seconds. So there you go, that's good. So you should be shoving this next wave as well and then going back, because you have a lot of money in your inventory. You have 1,400 almost. You can buy any first item. So you should be spamming this right now because you know Teemo is roaming. So you're losing CS. Even if you lose the CS, but you spam it into the turret, you're better. You just need to go buy now. Now you should be going to buy. So this is, Jax is coming. You don't have flash still. Yeah, you got to work on that placement. Yeah. You're going to die here to this. So it's just like your map awareness really needs to improve. Everyone at your ELO has the same problem, so it's not a huge knock on you. It's just that is the biggest thing in, like, if you actually want to climb, is having better map awareness by far. Like, this is what I mean, that Jax is insanely good. Hikarim has to really outplay. He has to use his ult when Jax has his E up for him to have any type of chance. So he doesn't get stunned. You should not fight him. Yep, see, you get the kill anyway, but you could literally back up under turret and get that kill. You basically, if you ult, if anyone silences or stuns you, you lose your ult. They just cancel it. So that's just a mechanical mistake. Because as soon as you hit this Q right here, I think you can ult him and you might be able to kill him. I'm not sure what you bought. You have no extra damage. I still think you would have killed him with the ult. But this is a huge, huge mistake, what you just did. Since you know he's that low, you should have just backed up under turret, like over here, and then just ulted. And hoped it killed him still. But instead, you're dead again. So, there's just, like I said, this game is made up of a million little things. You just have to clean up as much as you can, and you'll climb. Just going to fast forward, you come back. I can already tell you guys, that Jax is going to be a big reason why you guys probably lost this game, because he seems like he's getting big. He's 3-2. Yep, your CS, you missed, I think you missed 5 of the 6 CS there. You got to really work on that so you can just get fed. You need, excuse me, you need as much money as possible. I don't even know what your room page is either. I need to actually look at that. Because I don't even know what the standard Karthus build anymore, if it's Seraph still or something else. Like right here, we're going to back this up. You can actually kill Teemo if you wall him. So you just got to know when you have advantages and stuff. So I'll pause it. Right here, if you wall Teemo, because I don't know if your team communicated, but when he teleported, he used his flash. So if you wall him basically right here, he's dead. Like, there's no way he's getting away from you. You can just turn on your E and Q him to death, and you have a free kill. Like, this is his mistake here. Just like how you had the positional mistake when you were ulting near Jax, he just stunned you. This is his mistake right here. And anytime you have an advantage like that, you need to punish them. Because you literally could just kill him right there. Because your wall is a big 30% slow or something along those lines. It makes it a lot easier to hit your Qs, and he basically walked right in range for it. And you didn't even try for those last 2 CS. Just gonna try to fast forward a little bit. Still think at any point, since you have the only reason why you wouldn't be able to is you might trade deaths with him just because of he had more minions in lane. But are you backing up for Karthus for ultimate? See, there's another. You're probably gonna get the kill, I'm assuming. Yeah, you have your ult, so. But let's just talk about, this is actually a huge mistake by you. Let's back up. It's a mistake in your map awareness as well. Again, so I'm just gonna keep reiterating the same things because they're extremely important. So right here, your Hakarim actually tells you he's on his way, and you're backing up. So you're forced to flash to join the fight, which is a big no-no. You should just be there. It's your lane, and you're literally sitting back here for 3 to 4 seconds, or you could be up there. So now you have to flash. Look at that. He got a really nice gank off. Teemo still doesn't have flash for like literally 5 seconds. This is really good timing by the jungler. So just your map awareness and your positioning you need to really work on. It's nice you still got the kill, but you literally used the summoner when you didn't need to at all. There's no reason for you to ever need a summoner there. But good job following up at least, and like, since you did have positional mistake, you had to flash to help him out, otherwise it would have just been a waste of a gank. But so yeah, you should be shoving this one because you don't want to miss the cannon wave. Going back. Yeah. Yeah, it was just good timing by the Jax. I don't really think this one's your fault, except for you really need to work on your wall placement. Like, this is what I mean about Jax being unbelievably good, is look at the life difference he just had, and he almost killed Hakarim. If the turret wasn't there, he 100% kills him. Jax is really, really good. And you'll have to let me know what you actually ban whenever you're playing the game, so I can help you pick better champions to ban as well. Jax is one of the most played champions, and he's really good right now, and yeah. You could easily wall him here too, just to control it so he can't harass you as much when you're under the turret there. See there, that was better, except for your placement still needs to be further up. See, in this case, since you know that you're really low, all you should do is try to get a wall. Like this is the difference in the two ganks. So this time you're extremely low, so you should just try to walk up to want Timo to walk towards you and then wall him, and then basically back up, because you have ultimate. You can help him that way, and Hikarim can kill him one-on-one. He's strong enough right now. See, this placement really needs work, because you end up walking right into Timo's range afterwards, when you guys can kill him from way further away. There's something called spacing in the game, which is like the distance of the max range of your auto attack and your. Let's see. All right, good. Good map awareness here. You helped the team out big time in that fight, so that was good. Spacing is the max distance you have for your auto attacks and your spells. So you're gonna get 2 more assists on this, aren't you? Yeah, you got 3 more assists. Nice. So basically, you need to know the max distance that your. That was a good wall. See, that was your best wall you've had the whole time. That was really good. You put it either. Basically, if you think they're going to be pressuring you, you put it right in front of them, so they have to walk into it, or if they're retreating, you put it directly behind them, so they have to walk into it, basically. But going back to spacing is the mass distance of your Q, so where your champion is, the range of this Q. If you actually go into a custom game, it won't show me in the spectator mode, it'll put a ring around your champion to show you the radius of it. So him, I think it's like probably like right around this minion. So you should never be further in that if you have a enemy in front of you, basically. If it's just you in the minion wave and you want to fast push it and you want to turn on your E, then I don't care. Stand in the wave and do that. But if you're just like harassing the enemy champion or trying to CS, you should be using your spacing, the max distance between you and your spell's range, to best to your advantage, especially if you're versus a melee champion. Like you can really just harass them and keep them basically under wraps, so you don't have to worry about them all-inning you. Let's see. Let's go back and just check this out. I'm trying to focus on what you're doing a lot, but we'll join in with the team too, so we can see. So this was a really good wall placement as well. So this is really good. And if Jinx was on your side, you guys could actually try to fight this, but most likely it's best to just retreat, because this Vayne and the Jax are strong. Yeah, Hikarim's really strong too, but your Jinx has no damage at all still. So yeah, it'd just be a retreat here. So let's see what you guys end up doing. But it was a very good wall, so that's good. You got to work on that placement more and more. And you guys are gonna get caught here, yeah. That's just kind of a mistake from your team standpoint, and you were there. That was a good ult by Ori. She gets Jax, at least. Oh, wow. She ended up getting 2. But what I mean by this, them invading the blue side over there, basically the timing of it was poor because you only had Jinx and Hikarum there to start, and literally their 2 strongest people were here. Okay, so they have numbers no matter what. Everyone's coming back from base, and your team should be more aware of like how far they already are. So they're going to be at a disadvantage no matter what. So this is them basically making a mistake by advancing. It's okay if they wanted to try to steal the blue buff from Jax. He has the level advantage, so his smite's a little higher. I don't even know if they smite it. It doesn't even look like, I don't know. But they shouldn't be advancing, basically. They can stay in this area and try to get it. So what ends up happening is you guys try to be good teammates and help them out, and you end up, your whole team getting smoked because of this. So this is just like more awareness that goes into the game of knowing where the enemy team is going to be, and then your whole team just gets smoked. And you use like really unfortunate part, your wall just came up now because you used it up in that corridor, so that's not your fault. But luckily you guys get 2 kills back from this. Still, you guys lose maybe 2 turrets from this. I think you lose 2 turrets, which is really big. And this is what the difference is. Look, you guys actually have 10 extra kills on them, but they're winning because they have more map pressure. They have better CSing. Like, their whole team is dominating you guys in CSing. The only one on your team that's doing well is the Orianna and actual map play. Look, Jinx has 22 extra from Relic, but she has 28 basically. We'll just count them all, even though they're not all going to be there. But she's up 25 CS. She's down almost 40 CS here. It is 40 CS. He's up 44 CS. He's up 51 CS. So their team advantage is turrets. They have 1 extra turret. You both have a dragon, and they have way more CS. This is why I'm telling you need to focus on your CS, because it is a huge advantage, especially in the lower. Or not especially in the lower. It's an advantage in all of them. The high tier guys, if they get 1 small item before the other guy, they can basically zone him and kill him and do anything they want to. And this is a big example you'll hear me talk about a lot, is people overstaying. Like, they got the turret, and then they stayed for CS basically. You don't have to stay because now there's 2 people dead. If there was a dragon on the map, your team could just go get the dragon and do a whole bunch of stuff. So just got to know map awareness is insanely important in this game, and knowing when you need to go back and where the other team is at all times and everything. So Baron's coming up right now, and the enemy team took the Rift Herald. Just more this is more of a poor team decision here. But you can lead the team here. You guys just got 2 kills and Rift Herald was up. You should have told the team, let's go there, because that should have been yours. You had a 5 vs 3 advantage. But this is the big problem with the lower ELO. Like, you should just be leaving right now. You're going to die because your turret's going to fall. Good, you left. And then your map awareness, yeah, you should see that Jax is there. You get your Qs out. This is a waste of an ult. No, I guess never mind. I'm wrong. Teemo overextended. See, this is exactly what we were just talking about. People overstaying or overextending. This Teemo should have never done there. They had free damage on this turret, and they were 3 vs 1. So it's just an awareness situation. So Dragon is up now as well. So this is the part in the game where I know it's harder since it's lower ELO. They generally don't listen as much. That's why it's really important that you get fed on your own by farming and everything. But your jungler's now just missed the last 2 objectives because he's in the wrong place. He should be at the Rift Herald after you guys got the 2 kills mid. He should be at Dragon right now. Instead, he's chasing a Teemo top. and now you're going up there to join them. Like, just the macro part of the game of knowing when to take objectives and rotate and everything along those lines. Like, you honestly, to make it easier, you should try to help direct. I'm going to slow this one down so we can get... where's your wall at? And your positioning is really... Yeah, see, this is where you got to really work on your positioning. They're standing right in your E, but they're going to get away. Your positioning, you really need to... I don't even think you cast your wall that fight. It just crashed on me again. I got to go back in. I'm going to go back to that fight and see if you cast your wall. Because your wall there and then your actual spacing again. So when you're in a team fight as Karthus, though, it's if you guys are 5 versus 5, it's fine to basically stand in them with your E on. Because your E does so much AoE damage. But you need to actually use your abilities and, like, be to the... I'm pretty sure you're to the fight on time. But it's just really need to work on your positioning a lot. Let's see. So we go all the way to here. Oh wow, they actually get... Damn, that's crazy. Let's go to you. So this is where you guys are chasing that team. I'm just going to fast forward till we get to the bottom lane. Oh, you used your wall in the jungle. Okay. So this is where we just talked about spacing. You can clearly hit, because your target is going to be Vayne, not the Braum, because she's the carry. You can clearly hit your Q on her from here, but you literally walk into her auto attack range, which is a big positional mistake. This Hikarum too is on Aurelia. Like, the whole spacing of this whole fight, you guys should be more together. Especially, you might not have a turret because of the Herald, but I bet you he gets smoked too because he's 1 versus 2. And see, your spacing and your everything here is really bad. So is your Jinx. Jinx has a really long attack range with their Q, and yeah. Just got to really work on your positioning and learning the spacing of your champion. What I want you to do is go into a custom game. This is Deja Vu again. Her getting 1 kill. Yep. I want you to go into a custom game and just hover over your abilities and even your attack range. So you'll hit the I key and then hover over your attack damage, and it'll show you the distance you have for your auto attack range. And I want you to get really good at basically using those spells and everything. Like, this is just low EL stuff. There's no reason for him to 1 versus 2 here. He's just taking himself off the map and Baron's on them. That's nothing to do. That's not your mistake or anything. Let's see if you get a kill here. You and Leona. You should. Good. See, and then she overstays as well. This is why games are a lot longer in low ELLs and why people lose. I haven't looked at your items in a while. I gotta turn off chat. So you got... Oh wow. So you're going into a Thornmail, I'm assuming. I think we really need to work on your build path. I gotta look up like the actual optimal items for you to build as Karthus, because I don't think it's ever Thornmail on him, especially a second item. Maybe later in the game, but I highly doubt that too. And then I would also, since your team is behind, you should be switching your warding totem out to the blue trinket, and you need to actually use them. I don't think you've used them much at all, so you really need to. There's just I'm going to reiterate to you every time I give you a little coaching session, there's a million little things that you just have to improve on slowly and but surely you'll get there. And then you have, this is the same thing we talked about earlier. They're gonna get Baron for free here because your jungler's in the wrong spot. Look, they're just doing it. Yeah. So this is where basically I'm sure that they just close the game out because they have all the control in the game. So the main parts of this game that I want you to really focus on just for your between this time and the next time I coach you is learning your spacing. I'll actually go into a custom game at the end of this and show you what I mean by the spacing. I want you to work on your early, or just no matter what, your CS in general needs to be a lot better. Your positioning with your champion really needs to be better. Like, you're walking into this right now. Okay. Yeah, you're just, how you control your character, your mechanics really need to get, you need to work on those. So I'll do a recap at the game because they're about to finish the game because of Baron. Baron's just overwhelming. Okay. I'll go in and show you the spacing and then I'll recap on what I want you to focus on. There's going to be a black screen for a moment there. I'm sorry about that. Oh, it actually wants me to close my client and reopen it. Okay. Sorry, black screen for a minute. Alright, I'm creating one now, so you'll see the game in a sec. And don't mind my summoner spells, I didn't change them. In my last game I actually played to carry them, so. So I'm going to show you the spacing and then I'm going to recap on the things I want you to really focus on. And I'll show you what I mean about doing your best to basically use your Q to CS without pushing the wave as well. Because that's a big part. You don't want to always have your lane shoved towards their turret because it just makes it harder for you to lane. It's so much easier for them to gank you. And if you are playing versus someone that, like, say you're 1 versus 1, they have the advantage, then they're just going to punish you for it. So I'm just going to buy whatever. I don't care. Alright, so here's what your spacing is. So your Q, your distance is this entire radius. So from your model all the way to the end of that ring is the distance. So if you're not participating in a fight or a gank, you should be keeping your spacing like this. So you should be max harassing or max distance CSing, and you need to know the spacing for all your spells. So obviously the E's a lot shorter. So this is when you're fighting, you need to have your E on the whole time because there's certain situations, there are actually a lot of situations when you're Karthus that you need to just basically walk into the team fight and spam your Q while you have your E on, because it's okay in general if Karthus dies a lot because then your ult can't be interrupted when you're dead. So basically you're going to do the most amount of damage you can as your champion. That's why we need to really work on your build path, because your build path is like from whatever season you played long time ago. Because I don't even think Rod of Ages is his first item anymore, or Seraph's. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. I'm pretty sure people build high damage basically. So every time he lands something or he's a part of something, it's a very big impact on the game. So and then your auto attack range spacing is this ring basically that is shown around you. This is the distance your champion can auto attack. So you need to learn that. So you get really close. So this is what I mean about your CSing. You basically just put it on the side where it only hits whatever you're trying to CS. So it's not pushing the wave. So this one I'm going to put it in the back behind it. So it only hit that. So you're not pushing the wave, but you're still getting your CS because you don't want to push the wave. You want to basically keep your distance, especially in a bad matchup. You're going to have a lot of bad matchups top if you're going to play Karthus. So you just want to work on like the spacing of where you place your Q so it doesn't push your wave towards them. There's no one else here CSing, so it's just naturally going to push because there's no one else here to even farm. So that's that. We'll go look at something really fast for your... we'll just look up a build on pro builds and see what we get real fast, just to help you with your build path. I honestly haven't played Karthus in forever, so here's the list. These are all professional players. There's only one guy in this whole list who has Rod of Ages. A lot of them are playing jungle Karthus though right now. So Rod of Ages is the only guy who played in lane. It looks like he played middle or top. He did build Rod. So Rod's fine, but the Seraph's Embrace, the tier, is not generally what's built anymore. It looks like, Morello Nomicon. So basically you'd build Rod into Morello into Rabadons. And I'm sure after that you would get some more penetration. So oh man, I can't even think of that right now. The hell's the penetration? This one right here, Void Staff. Yeah, Void Staff. So to recap, what you need to work on is, I'm just gonna put it in the middle here. I have a whole bunch of crap on my desk. And I just have stuff because I just recently came back too, just to kind of remind myself. So you need to work on focusing on CS during lane. Let's make this a little longer. Map awareness. Knowing where the enemy jungler. So again, that is basically the very beginning of the game. You should be able to figure out where the enemy jungler started, based on if their bottom lane came late or if your top laner came late, etc. Stuff along those lines. So you know what side of the map he started on, so you know when you need to ward, so you don't lose valuable time on your trinket. And then your spacing / positioning. So those are the three most important things in an item build. I want you to work on the item build. Don't build Thornmail on Karthus. If you're going to build an armor item, you're going to build Zonias. So they had Jax, Vayne, Timo was AP though. If you want to build an armor item, I would just build Zonias. But in general, Karthus wants to put out as much damage as he possibly can, so you're going to want to build those damage items. So I would really focus on these three things. Let me see if you can see them. Okay, so you're going to focus on the positioning of your Q, so you don't push the wave, but you're getting your farm, your map awareness, and then your spacing. I want you to work on these three things to start, and I'll give it a few days, and then I'll do another little session with you here like this. And next time, if you, I know you said that you're English isn't the best or anything along those lines, but I'm not sure if your English is a lot better typing than it is speaking. But if you want, we can do like a Discord session as well where we go over the game together. So if you have any questions, just shoot them my way.